Hello everyone, Teeny here. I hope your day's going fantastic. Thanks so much for joining me for another 5 easy step card tutorial. Today we're making a wintry card, and we're using some brand new items that Simon Hurley designed over at Spellbinders. We're using the North Pole sentiments. I mean, how cute is this little North Pole? I mean, sentiments galore in here. Plus, there's two little snowmen that will just melt your heart. So we'll be using this on our card today. I'm also going to make a bonus card using another die set from Simon Hurley. This is called the Polar Bear Pals. Such cute polar bears. And we'll do the same thing that we're doing on our first card for our second card, just using the polar bears here. So we'll speed up that process at the end of our 5 easy step process. And then I also, over on my blog, if you want to see pictures, I also created another card using this. I'm not going to show you how I put this together. This die set is called Santa's Elves. There was a lot of little pieces in here, but the elf turned out so cute. If you want to see pictures for that, head on over to my blog. I'll leave the link down below in the description area. But this card's over there too. And then with this die set, I'm using this in my card projects on all 3 cards. So the card we're making today, the card we're making at the end, and the one that's over my blog, I'm using the Spellbinders Nested Tree Frame die set. This is such a fun die set. Let me show you. This has a cute little frame. I love the circles in here. I've used it before, and I'll leave a link to the video at the end if you want to check out that card. But it also has a Christmas tree that has snow on it. So cute. And then there's a star that you could put on it, and there's some ornaments. And then for our home panel, we're going to be using this die set. Such a fun die set. Very versatile, and I love versatility. Look at the frames. I created 3 frames. But isn't that such a fun frame? Just adorable. We're just going to use white because it's a wintry card, but cute. We'll be using this on our card. So let's jump in and get started with step number 1. And we're going to create our focal point with the North Pole sentiments. I went ahead and did all of my die cutting. Let me zoom in here while we put this together. All the greetings are inserts. So if you don't add the insert, you can create the banner that goes behind it. And I created all of mine with craft cardstock. And what you do is you just layer it on top, and then you have a fantastic greeting. Let's go ahead and glue all of our greetings together. Today's card's going to be kind of traditional colors, although I do throw in a little bit of the Spellbinders mint cardstock. It's on the green side, so I would still consider it traditional colors. But we have reds and mint and green for all 3 cards today. So those are done. And then all we have left to do is our Santa's workshop here. So those are all done. Now to create our North Pole, I love that all the stripes are just one piece. So you just add a little bit of glue behind here, and maybe at the very end, and then you just layer it right over the red piece, and you have like an instant North Pole. I love candy canes that are like this too. And that's all there is to that. I'm going to add a little glue here, and then there is a top to our North Pole. You go right over the top here with it, and that's all there is to that. It's so fun. Let's go ahead and add a little dot of glue here, and we're going to add our signage. And I'm going to place them kind of wonky. I think that looks so fun. So that's all done, and now what we're going to do is take our snowman and we're going to build him. What's cool is these 2 pieces, you just flip over your snowman and you add a little glue behind here. And you just lay them right over the top. How nice that these are included. So that didn't, no inlaying there. It's just worked out perfect. Now we have the little cheeks, and then we also have the nose. I'm just going to use a Copic marker. This is YR04, and I'm going to add color to my carrot nose. And then we'll add a dot of glue here, and then we can place that on our snowman. Okay, and then we have the cheeks, some pink to those. And we can add our cheeks. Sometimes what I do is just take the Copic marker and go directly to the snowman. I don't add the cheeks, but I think this looks adorable here. Those are our snowman cheeks. So easy to put together. Now we have the little snowman hat. We're going to add some glue here. And all we do is layer the cuff of the hat here, and then layer the pom-pom of the hat here, and that's all there is to that. We add a little glue, and then our snowman is nice and cozy. It's just adorable. And actually, you know what, speaking of sweet, let's make this a little girl. So I'm going to bring in a marker, and let's add some eyelashes. And so now our little snowman is now a snow girl. How cute is she? This eye is done better than this, just like in real life. When I put mascara on, my right eye is always better than my left. So we're staying true to our natural self. I'm going to go ahead and add some glue to our snowman's mittens, and we will add these. Okay, and then we have the snowman arms. Look how easy these are to put behind the snowman. They have those circles that you just add a little dot of glue to. And then you can add snowman arms any which way you want. We'll have one going down here. And then I'll add a little dot of glue to the branches, and we can add our mittens. I'm not doing any ink blending today. Sometimes I like the clean look of cardstock. We are going to put a little scarf on this guy. So first, we're going to add a little glue here. I think I want to put the scarf over here. Okay, so that will be our focal point. Okay, we're going to move along to step number 2 and create our home panel. For my home panel, we're going to use the polka dot piece, and then we'll take the largest die, and I'm going to cut both of these out with white cardstock. I'm going to do 2 of these and 1 of these. Okay, so this will be my home panel. I'm going to keep it white, and then I'm going to take one of them. We're going to add some glue behind here, and then I'm going to attach it to the center here. I love the stitch detail. Okay, and then with this one, it's the same size. I'm going to use my scissors and just freehand a snowbank. Just like that. And then we will pop this up with some foam tape and place it right here. So now we have a little snowbank. Now we're going to go ahead and take our little signage and our snowman. I'm going to add a foam square behind the top of my snowman. This way everything is nice and even. And I think that is a great spot. I want to make sure that I can get it in the center so it fits on my card. For step number 3, we don't have to worry about because we have our sentiment and our focal point. So that works out great. So let's move along to step number 4 and create our background. For my background, we're going really easy. I'm just bringing in some gray cardstock, and then we're going to add some glue behind here, and I'm just going to adhere this to the front of my card base. The cardstock that I'm using is from Spellbinders, and they don't have this color anymore. A substitute would be Fog, but this is Spellbinders Silver Fox, so it's a little bit more of a warm tone. But I'm going to take this, we're going to put some foam behind here, and we're going to place it on our card base. I'm going to add an extra foam square behind my North Pole. Since we popped it up, I need to have one more layer of foam tape here. So I'm just going to put that under here. And I'm also going to scoot over my Let It Snow. We're going to scoot over the Let It Snow a little bit too, just so it fits a little bit better. There we go. So now it's on the inside of my card. I think that's going to work out great. Now I get a lot of questions. I add a lot of foam tape to my cards, but you don't have to have all that dimension if you don't want to. And this is one of those cards that does have a dimension, but I don't think it's going to cost extra postage. It may. You may just want to have it weighed when you bring it to the post office. But let me show you what it looks like in an A2 envelope. So what I do is take a thinner piece of cardstock. I put it over my card base. I like to peel and stick envelopes. And what you do is you just slide it in. Any A2 envelope that you have would work. You just slide this in here. Okay, it does add a little bit of bulk, but, and then, well, let's just close it and I'll show you. Okay, and then I hold it down here and I close it. And that is how I mail it. So you can see it does have a little bit of a bulk. So you may want it weighed when you take it to the post office. But I sometimes can get away with it with just one stamp. Okay, so just for those of you who FYI. So that's that. I'm going to actually put this back so I can reuse it. But we're almost done. We're going to move along to step number 5, which means it's time to embellish. I'm going to bring in my glazing glue. And we're going to go over the pom-pom of the hat here. And also the cuff of our snowman's hat. We'll add some glazing glue. I'm going to go over the scarf also. And then I'm going to go over the cuffs of my mittens also. Okay, and then I'm bringing in some of my Hero Arts Icicle glitter. Let me bring in some scratch paper. I love the way this looks. If you guys don't like to fuss with glitter, then I suggest using some stickles. I think this would work the same. But I'm just going to add some glitter to those areas. And then we will tap it off. And I love the shine that that gives. So wintry and fun. Okay, I'm going to funnel this back. And that will complete my first, oh, and you know what? We're going to add some glaze and glue to my little carrot nose also. Go over our buttons here. So cute with lots of sparkle. That finishes off that card. So we're going to jump into our next card project, and let me zoom back out a little bit. Okay, starting with our step number 1, which is creating our focal points. For this card, we're using the Polar Bear Pals die set. I already put together my polar bear because I wanted to make this video a little bit short. But the polar bear is super easy to put together. Simon Hurley probably has a video showing how to put it together, but I use glitter cardstock for this one. Let me grab some cardstock and I'll show you. Actually, I should grab some colored cardstock. Here. Because this polar bear is so, and the baby one is so sweet. Look how cute. So cute. Just adorable. Okay, so that's my focal point. For my home panel, we are using, again, the Nested Tree Frames die set. So we have this piece and this piece. This is the largest of the rectangles. We're going to go ahead and layer this together. Wonderful. And then that's my home panel. Now for step number 3, which is our sentiment, I went ahead and created another North Pole. And this time we used North Pole and Merry Christmas. And I just put 2 of the greetings on here. Now you'll notice the little white pieces here on my North Pole. What those are from is actually the same die set as our home panel, okay? These little pieces here worked perfectly to add to this. Such versatility in sets like this. I just love it. The tree in here is adorable too. Look how cute the tree is. And the tree has actually snow on it also. We're not going to use the tree, but I wanted to show it to you. But those little melted snow pieces worked perfectly on our North Pole. So that's going to be our sentiment. Okay, we're going to move along to step number 4 and create our background next. Okay, I'm using the same gray cardstock that we used for our first card, and we're just going to adhere this to the front of our card base. And that's all we're doing for our background. You could use pattern paper if you wanted to also, but I think this is going to work out fabulous. So now we have a gray card front. You can tell how nice it looks against the white. Okay, I'm going to take this panel and we're going to adhere it to our background. We'll put it in the middle. Lovely. Okay, and then I created a snowbank. Okay, this snowbank is going to go directly on the bottom of my card. Okay, and then that is my background. Okay, now I'm going to take my sentiment, or my North Pole. I'm going to add some glue behind here. And this is going to go, we'll scoot it to where the sentiment fits completely on the card, but it's straight up and down here to where the bottom of my North Pole is hitting the bottom of my card. Okay, and then I'm going to pop up both of my little bears. Okay, I think that looks just precious. Now we're moving along to step 5 and embellish. Now I already embellished the middle of the flowers with some gems. Okay, we're going to add a few more. I'm using my Spellbinders crystal mix. And we're going to add a little bit of snowfall in the background with the cloudy ones here. And that finishes off my second card project, my little bonus card. Super cute, super fun. So here's a look at both cards that we made today, but I did create one more using that cute little Santa's Elf die set. Let me show you. It's this one here. Santa's Elves. I created this guy, but instead of holding, well, let me just show you. Let me show you. I layered glitter cardstock behind here and then used gold glitter for this guy. And I put one foot on the greetings to look like he was standing on it, but I thought that was so cute too. So much fun. So that's a little bonus card. But those will finish off my card project today. 5 easy steps. For still shots, head on over to my blog. I always leave the coordinating blog post down below in the description area along with all the products that I used. But thanks so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for sticking with me to the end. I have 2 more videos that you guys might be interested here. If you guys are new and like the content that you see, click that subscribe button and also the notification bell. That way for future videos, be notified. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It sure does help the channel. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.